This stretch of souvenir shops on the edge of Chinatown is a mecca for tourists looking to buy a slice of New York.
This is an area here where the sellers it's very condensed. You have 2 or 3 dozen sellers blocking the entrances to numerous restaurants, places of business.
But tonight, police announced the results of a massive counterfeit goods bust. Hundreds of knockoff luxury items being sold on the sidewalk illegally. Cops made 18 arrests and confiscated enough goods to fill 3 flatbed trucks.
We received a tremendous amount of complaints about counterfeit goods from the community and from the business owners. So as you can see, there is a tremendous amount, like I said, and we're here seizing that and taking it off the streets.
Police came, I'm happy because the street looks nice.
This store manager was afraid to show his face out of fear of retribution from the illegal vendors who set up shop outside. And he says routinely harass his customers when they decline to buy one of their fake bags. Tonight, he says he's glad they're gone, at least for now.
What began as a planned enforcement action by federal agents erupted into chaos on Canal Street Tuesday afternoon. A scene of shouting and pushing as crowds yelled at ICE agents.
You should be disgusted with yourself.
The Department of Homeland Security says the federal raid was focused on cracking down on the sale of counterfeit goods involving agents from ICE, FBI, and ATF. It's unclear how many vendors were detained, but DHS says at least 1 protester was arrested for allegedly assaulting a federal officer. And in a statement saying in part, rioters who were shouting obscenities became violent and obstructed law enforcement duties. And in a startling move, military-style trucks used by Homeland Security investigations drove through Lower Manhattan, escorted by armed federal agents.
There is no excuse for sending military-style vehicles and a national law enforcement response for street vendors.
None of this is about public safety. It is about fear and chaos.
Ordinary New Yorkers on their way home or coming home stood up and said what you were doing is shameful. And ICE's response to that was escalation and violence.
Well, it's Big Apple Monday here on Man Man with the Show. And there's one major story we want to carry here. And we want to talk about that this week. If you've been hiding under a rock on that, you know what happened here in New York, that ICE has gone on a expedition, as we would say, to sweep a particular avenue of situations, the illegal street vendors on Canal Street. And you're seeing how a lot of the media has been chastising ICE, that they basically, protesters showed up out of nowhere. These were not neighborhood people. Trust me, these were not, people of that neighborhood. These were people I think there's somebody in the government that is literally leaking this stuff out, that where ICE is going to show up. That needs to be curbed. But before we get into this story, as we would say, take a moment to drop a comment, a like, share, and hit that subscribe button. Very important that you do. We're well over 1,400 subscribers right now. We're trying to reach 1,500. We really would appreciate you hitting that subscribe right now if you haven't done it yet. For those of you who have, thank you. Thank you very much. Don't forget, we have a merch shop, shopcuticast.com. 10% off sale going on right now. VPN10 is the promo code. Once again, thank you for watching. Thank you for going to our merch shop. We really do appreciate it. So as I said before, and I was looking at the City. If you haven't seen the City, City is a website that gives news from New York point of view. It's literally it's all New York news. They put in, let me give you the article name: military-style immigration sweep hits NYC as mass federal agents arrest Canal Street vendors. Now, I was having some conversations with some friends of mine, and I left some comments on there, and a lot of them said the same. And I told them, I said, I don't think you have the proper information. And they say, like, well, these guys have been here a long time. They deserve to be here and stuff like that. But, see, the thing about it is, and we know this for a fact because Nick Shirley was attacked by several of them. His cameraman was punched.
Here, motherfucker. Somebody smack this motherfucker and take the camera away.
I can be here. I don't have anything to be worried about because I'm not doing anything illegally. You see what happens? People come in from other countries illegally. They get mad at you on the streets of the United States. Then they shouldn't be doing stuff illegally. Then they shouldn't be doing stuff illegally.
That's not your fucking business if you do legal illegally.
Hey, hey. Hey, hey.
I will smash this bitch.
Hey. Thing is that seen from the situation, this is similar to like the Roosevelt Avenue situation where you have vendors out there dealing with shoplifted material and they're selling it on the streets. In this case, here in Manhattan, Chinatown, this is basically Falks or basically counterfeit merchandise. Now, you might say to yourself, yeah, this has been a problem in Chinatown for many decades now. But see, the thing about it is, this particular situation with this particular gentleman here, as far as the street vendors, and if you look at the New York Post, what was the article called? ICE nabs crew of illegal migrants disturbing rap sheets during the raid of Chinatown. If you see these pictures, these gentlemen, most of them are from Senegal, Africa. Some of them even have basically already deportation orders ready to go, and they should have been out of here already. These are the same guys, like I said, Nick Shirley and also Savannah Hernandez was basically, sort of with Savannah sort of pushed away, or they wanted to attack her. Nick was attacked as far as that goes, but these guys haven't been in the country for more than, say, 4 or 5 years. And they were selling illegal merchandise. Here's the big thing about this, and the way the media is spinning all this on here. They're saying, oh, look, ICE is coming down. The Gestapos are coming down and taking down the, and same thing with the protesters and all that. But for the last couple of years now, we've seen news articles from various outlets that the NYPD has swarmed down in this locale. And they've done arrests and confiscation of merchandise in the millions. I think it was like $3 to $20 million they've confiscated from there. Nobody complained about that. Nobody was protesting about that. That the cops went in and, just swooped through and took out these guys. Some of them escaped. They picked up their stuff and ran, which you will see in a constant basis. Now, these guys, according to the New York Post, they've had lengthy rap sheets for drug trafficking, robbery, domestic violence, and assault on cops. Why are you complaining about ICE doing their job? These are the type of people that they're looking for. The thought is, oh, no, they're trying to pay for it. No, they're not. Where are they getting the merchandise? Where are they getting the knockoff stuff? This is not something that they took to their own dollars. They are working for somebody. We've already had also a bust. Was it in Brooklyn or Queens? A guy had like a whole warehouse full of illegal Nintendo stuff that basically were knockoffs. Nobody said anything about that. People were begging for the cops to show up to Roosevelt Avenue to stop the ones there. No problem with that. But if Donald Trump sends in people to take care of it, everybody's got a problem with it. But here's the thing. The people who live there, the actual residents of that neighborhood, the actual business owners in that neighborhood, applaud this situation because they've had problems for quite some time. The original vendors that used to be out there, and they were illegal as well, most of them have been pushed away. Now you descend in the area, it's all cleaned up now. And the area, they're having a sigh of relief because they were an issue. You see it from the Nick Shirley video. What happened with Nick? He needs to stay away from that, actually, honestly. Now, Chinatown's it's always been a hot spot for the fake designer bags, knockoffs, and goods. That's always been a situation for there for many decades. Now, understand again, these guys that were arrested were guys who came in during the Biden administration, and basically they were arrested and taken into custody for deportation, which it never happened. So some of them had already deportation orders when they were released back into the fold of the U.S. of A. Of course, they were complaining all of that the ICE brought their own Hellcat and everything like that. Well, honestly, no offense, but the way they're being treated recently, do you think they would not protect themselves and protect those who are there trying to arrest? We've already have had shootings against members of ICE, and also detainees have been shot at. And the thing is also, remember, these guys also have done, some of them are responsible for forgery as well. Because we know on the streets of Queens and also in Chinatown that basically there are those who are forging Social Security, driver's license, and passport ID that are being sold on the streets of New York. This has been going on for quite some time. Yes, this should have been done. This should have been taken care of by the NYPD. But you already know NYPD is going to arrest them, and district attorneys are going to and judges are going to let them back out on the streets. This is a constant happening. They need to be arrested, adjudicated forward for deportation. They are a problem, and they need to go. And those who have been protesting, these people that are showing up, I'll say it once and say it again. Most of these people are paid protesters. They're paid. We know where the money's coming from. We've been following the money. The government's looking into this now. The DOJ is looking into those who are supplying money, information, and supplies to these people. Again, they are not from New York. They are not from that particular neighborhood. Because it's the neighborhood people who have been asking for these vendors to go away. But these vendors have been violent to the situation. What do you need, a body count before you sit up and say, oh, okay, we need to do something about it? So let me know in the comments below. Drop a comment down there. Let me know your thoughts about this. Was the government right to come in and intervene? Were they wrong? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to share this video, hit the like, and subscribe. We really do appreciate it that if you hit that subscribe button, it moves us up in the algorithm as well. So until next time, thank you for tuning in. Be sure to check out Sci-Fi Snob's Babylon 5 Retrospective right here on YouTube every Wednesday night, 11 p.m. Eastern. Top Lofty Lounge on the Sci-Fi Snob channel, 11 p.m. Eastern, Sunday nights. We really do appreciate it if you go check it out. He just hit monetization, so you'll be able to super chat and everything on his channel. on there. So until next time, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye now.